Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel Salesforce AI Champions. Today I'll be going to talk about data graphs of data cloud, and I'll be demonstrate and show you like how we can use data graphs in Flex prompt template. So before get started, please like, share, subscribe my channel. So in the last sessions of the data cloud, so this is episode 8 of data cloud, and in the last sessions I have talked about like how to create data streams, how we can interact with data lake object, how we can create a data model object, new data model object. Then I have shown like how we can use this Einstein Studio, that is the model builder, and we have talked about how we can create a predictive model that can be used as an action in prompt template in flows. All I have talked about in a, and I have created a single masterclass episode that consists all of the things. So I'll be adding the tutorial link in this YouTube video description. But today I'll be talk about and I'll create a data graph in data cloud, and we can just create on switching on this tab like data graphs, which is available in this data cloud app, and we can just click on this new button to create a new data graph. And the data graphs, if I just read it out, like a data graph is built for primary data model object and its related object. A data graph enables swift personalization for faster segmentation and activation. And there are like two ways we can just create a new data graph in data cloud, like start from scratch, that consist of like manually adding object field to your data graph. And another is use a data kit, create a data graph from a data kit, that is from a package. Like, so in the today's demo I'll be talk about how you can just create this data graph from scratch. Before that, let me just talk about little bit on data graph. Like, this is a pre-structured single views of data from multiple various sources, designed for fast real-time analysis and application use. They combine and transform data from different data model objects, as it's talk about like we can on top of a primary data model object we can add additional related object to that primary data model object, and based on the fields we can just categorize and transform the records. This approach enables faster, more efficient queries and is essential for features like real-time personalization for marketing cloud and grounding prompts with AI agents. And these are the different key features of this data graph are includes like data consolidations and transformation, then real-time access, application integration, AI and automation, then materialized view, like data graphs are materialized views, meaning that the data is pre-calculated and stored, which leads to fewer and faster queries. So let me just select this start from scratch option, and I'll be just clicking on this new button, and we just need to provide a data graph name. So I'll be just providing the data graph name like um, animal data graph. API name is automatically populated, and we just need to select our data space. In my case, this is a default data space, and we just need to mention the primary data model object. In the last sessions of the data cloud, I have talked about how we can just create a new data model object. So that data model object we can just utilize, like I have shown, like how we can just create a new custom animal data model object. So this animal data model objects consist of the animal records, like different features of the animal, like what is the date of birth, age, gender, health status, species, breed, those kind of information, whether the animal got adopted or not, those kind of information this animal data model object consists. So I'll be just using this animal data model object for this demo to create a new data graph, and we can just provide a description as well. So on clicking on next, we can see that these are the interface of the data graph, and we can see how many fields got selected for this data model object. In my case, it's already default, like these are the two key qualifier field and primary key got automatically selected, and we can just select more fields to taken into consideration for this data graph. And we can just click, after clicking on view in data model, we can just directly redirect to our data model object details page. and we can see all the fields in here as well. But let me just choose all of the fields that I need for data graph. So I'm choosing all the fields. So these are the animal data model object fields that we require for the data graph species as well. So we are good to go. And if I just click on this edit properties, we can just update the data graph name as well by click and update the descriptions as well. And on clicking on this preview, we can see this JSON. So this JSON will be very important to considerations, like this kind of JSON will be generated through the help of the data graph, so that we can just use this for it for a specific record. We can find all the information at a glance using this JSON preview. I will show in more detail while I'll be using this. I'll be using this data graph as an action in a prompt template, so that it will be more understandable to you, and we can just copy in here as well. And if we just want to add more object, we can add that as well. Like if I just search for account, okay, there are no objects are showing in here currently. uh, Let me just, I have already created an data graph already. Since after clicking on the save and build, it will take some time to process the data graph, and we can see the data graph after a few minutes. But I have already created this another data graph, this one, which last active status is active, and we can see that this record count is 592. There are 592 records are there for this data graph. And if I just show you save and build, we can select this refresh interval. Like setting a shorter refresh schedule can improve the data freshness, means any data is getting updated. Since we have this data stream, whenever the data got updated in Salesforce, since we have used the Salesforce CRM as a data source, so whenever a record is getting updated in the Salesforce, this automatically getting updated in the data cloud records. So we can we can make this refresh interval as per our need, like every 30 minutes to monthly. So these are the configurations we can make to make our data graph more fresh with the data. And let me just show you this created data graph, and we can see that this data graph is there, and we can see these properties here. The thing is that I want to tell you, like if I just choose, let me just show you once quickly. Let me just create a new data graph account paste. I am choosing this account contact object for the demo purpose, and in here I just wanted to show you, like this is the add button. So using this add button, we can add additional related objects. Since for my case this is a very simple data model object, and there is no lookup or relation with the other objects for this animal record, that is why this plus option is not showing here. But if there are like lookup elements or a master detail relationship are there within the objects, we can see multiple related objects with this respective to the primary data model object. Like for this account contact object, there is linked case object. On clicking on this case object is showing in here, and we can see these case fields as well. We can just select these case fields as well, taken into consideration for the data graph. And we can just update account contact fields. Those are needed for the account contact data graph, that can also be added. And we, if I just click on this preview, we can see that this is the primary object JSON, and under this we can find this case JSON is also there. So this is how it works, the data model. But for my simple case, this will be like only one object is there, and I'll be utilizing this data model data graph that I already created, and I'll be using this in prompt template. And this is the JSON, and my data graph is already active, right? This last run status is active. And after this activation, after whenever this active is shown, we can use this data graph, right? So let me just create a new prompt template. So I'll be search in the quick find, I'll be search for prompt builder, and I'll be just click on this new prompt template, and I'll be choosing this flex prompt template and data graph in flex prompt template demo. And in the input, we just need to choose our animal object, since we just need to pass our animal record in order to get the information for a particular animal. So I'll be just choosing the animal. And in the flex prompt template, we can just add like 5 data sources, and we can just add free text as well based on that, like based on a questionnaire that is getting from, we are just getting from the user. Those kind of text input we can also take from the using this prompt template, flex prompt template. So after choosing this object, I'll be just click on next. And how we can just refer the data graph. As I mentioning, this run status needs to be active in order to this data graph in order to available in the prompt templates. On clicking on this insert resource, we can just find this animal object, and under this animal object below we can see this data graph. And if I just see the help text, use the data graphs created in data cloud to ground your prompt template. So we can just use multiple data graphs as well, but for the timing I'll be using this data graph that I created. And after inserting this data graph, let me just add like summarize the animal record information uh, with the help of following data graph. Okay, so I'll be just summarize the animal record using this data graph. So I'll be just click on save, and let me search for a animal record first, so that I can just provide this animal record as an input. Like for example, let me just from this selected, I'll be just click on this Alex. So this is a animal record of species horse. So let me just search with this Alex record, and on clicking on this preview, I just need to provide the animal record like Alex. And on after selecting this record, I can just click on preview. And under this resolved prompt, we can this is the main interesting part that I was talking about. Like this is the JSON. So this JSON we got see from the data graph, right? On clicking on this preview, we are seeing this same JSON. So this same JSON is now getting populated with the data, right? This is the ID, this is the age, years, name, then person, breed, color, gender. So these are the health status. So these are the species horse. So these are the information we are getting after passing this animal record, and this is getting rounded with this data graph. And we are seeing the proper summarization of this animal record. Like the animal record pertains to a male horse identified as Alex. The horse is 6 years old with the date of birth recorded as November 18th, 2080. It belongs to the long breed and is characterized by its white color. The current health status of the horse is noted as under observation. So this is how we can just simply use this data graph in Flex Prompt template. And another thing that I just want to show you, like this data explorer. So using this data explorer, we can just find the data graphs records as well. Like on clicking on this data space as default, and in object I can just select this data graph, and it will show all the available data graphs. On clicking on this animal data graph, it's showing like 10 columns, right? There are like 10 date records are there, means 10 columns are there. And so these are the animal records, and if I just click on any of them, like if I just click on view, we can see this data JSON for that animal record. like this is a species of sheep, and like this parrot. And another part is like as like Salesforce out of the box functionality, we can just filter it out. So kindly this is for all record, and we can just add different filters as well in order to get the proper informations. So this is how we can just using this data explorer, we can also retrieve respective data graph records as well, which shows like record ID fields as well. We can update accordingly in order to that. So, so today's video was I talked about like how we can just use data graph in Flex prompt template. So I'll be adding more use cases on these data graphs as well in future sessions. And please stay tuned. If you like this video, please like, share, subscribe my YouTube channel. I'll be adding more tutorials on Salesforce and Omni Studio topics. So please stay tuned. Thank you for watching.